Which is harder, opening at a festival or acting?
This is what my brother tells me, and I feel it's so true. Nothing should feel easy. So till date, my hands shiver when I'm going to play in a festival. Till date, my hands shiver if I might play in a small club. Till date, my hands shiver if I'm playing in my own club. So I think that's very important to have that.
Yeah, Bohemian Pursuits podcast.
Welcome to the Bohemian Pursuit podcast, set to unleash the creative in you, with your hosts, Mickey, aka Mixer the Comic, and Epi.
All right, welcome to another episode of Bohemian Pursuits. Today, our guest is Deepesh Sharma, who is an electronic music producer, a DJ, as you might know it, and one of the youngest DJs to own a club called the Chronicle in Goa. What's up, Deepesh? Welcome on the show.
Hi guys, thank you so much, Mickey and AB, for getting me here. Hope you all are well.
Excited to have you on the show, Deepesh. How's it going, man?
All well, brother. Thank you so much. The excitement is here as well.
Are you in Goa right now?
Yes, as we speak, I'm here in Goa. In fact, I just came in like 2 days back,
Oh, okay. Where were you?
and I was in Bombay. I had some shoot commitments, so I had two campaigns to shoot for, and some urgent work which required my attention. But here
Ah,
I am back in my land of freedom, and it's been a beautiful day because it's been raining here in the past 2 days, and it's been very chaotic. So finally, the sun is out, and so are we.
How's the club scene in Goa? I mean, I know it's been hard the last few months, but how is it right now?
I think people are still busy with getting the vaccination. At least with Goa, we are still close to I mean, everybody's got their first dose, So I think it's pretty much safe here. We are still waiting for everything to open up, to be really honest, because things are pretty much still in lockdown. But we have still seen some places, opening up with again all the SOPs to be taken care of. So fingers crossed. Hopefully, in the next 1 2 months, everybody's vaccinated and we don't have any more cases, and we're all out and about dancing away.
Chronicle is still closed though.
Yeah, it is. I mean, regardless to the situation right now, we are a seasonal property, so we only operate during the peak season of Goa because, as you guys are aware, we are right on the shore of the Vagator beach, and it's the closest property, which is it's so close. So, I mean, we get a lot of beating from the rain and the cyclone. In fact, we had a lot of damages this year. So, yeah, I mean, we are looking forward to opening really soon as well. Fingers crossed.
awesome, dude. I mean, so like, you mentioned you live away a minute away from the Chronicle.
I do at the moment,
How's it feel like working from home?
but but I'm really avoiding to let everybody know that.
We'll take it off. But how's it feel like to work from
No, no, no,
home?
it's okay. I'm fine with it. I mean, it's good. I mean, the situation is such that I think everybody's enjoying this work from the house situation, and so it's not really different. But it's just that our work demands a lot to be out and about, which has really been restricted right now. So yeah, I mean, I'm also waiting as much as everyone else is to step out and just be out there to be able to hug everyone and see everyone in person.
You're a busy guy though, right? Like out and about. I mean, film producing. You got some movies lined up in Bollywood. You got
I am not
writing a script.
producing yet, but I think that is in the pipeline. And yeah, I finished writing my script. It's a Bollywood movie, and I would be directing that shortly. I mean, if everything goes well. So basically, Mickey and AB, I'm all about anything that comes under the umbrella of entertainment. You'll find me there. You know. So I've had a lot of people telling me, guys, bro, you have to be doing one thing. You're confusing everyone with what things you're doing. And I thought it doesn't matter because it's one life, and I really want to do it all, whatever little I can. I never want to, be there. I never want this age to come where I feel that shit. I wanted to do this and I should have, and but time didn't allow me to do it, or I didn't have my resources or whatsoever. So I think it's kind of good to be out there, and you should try your hand in everything. And this is what I would like to tell everybody out there as well. I mean, of course, like, but while I'm growing up, I have so many people who are guiding me, friends, and who have good agendas and good motives. And then there are others also. But I mean, of course, it matters to focus on one thing. But when you can do it all, why not? So be it directing a movie. Plus, I've been reading a lot of scripts now. I've been getting a lot of offers to act in web shows. So you never know, you might just see me some on the screen soon as well.
Is this isn't the normal route a music producer would take, though, right?
I mean, technically, a music producer is it happened very very late in my life though. I've always been inclined to entertainment. I started working with Sohail Khan as an events creative in his company, where we were basically doing all the shows together. So wherever there was Salman Khan involved in a Bollywood show, we had to come on board to execute the entire performance to everything. So we were particularly traveling all over the world with him. So that was my first thing and how it started off. And then, I mean, I was an assistant director. The first movie was Mehuna with Farah Khan, which had Shah Rukh sir, Shushmita, Zayed. Zayed was getting launched in that movie. I clearly remember. So yeah, I mean, it all began from that. Just my love for cinema, my love for entertainment, my love to be curious about how the camera works, how the scenes are directed, how it takes 8 months or maybe more for a movie to be made, and the audience to see it in just 2 hours and be there and be like, this is a fucking amazing movie, or you know what, this is shit. We just was I was so shocked when there's so much effort that used to go into filmmaking, and it used to not work out, and sometimes when it did also. So I mean, you just have 2 hours to impress the audience. So yeah, I mean, I started off with all of that, and then came my love for DJing, and then came my love for producing. So yeah, it was an ongoing process.
When did you first start DJing? Like when was the first time you actually touched a deck?
Firstly, I'd like to tell you both and the audience who are listening is I'm very bad with dates. I'm very bad with time and time code memories. So when somebody asks me a question, I do get lost in thought. But I would like to say in 2002, you know, I think I started putting my hands on to the decks as a DJ.
Take us through that experience. What is that like? How did you?
It was very annoying for others because whenever whenever any DJ used to be performing, be it my brother Romeo, my elder brother, who's been in the scene since 1998. So whenever I used to see a console, first I used to be always, it's the scare. It's like the stage fright. You feel the same fright when you are in a console or around one. So I used to always get that, and I used to harrow everybody. Okay, well, while they're playing, imagine a kid trying to get into the console and being like, "Hey, hey, what does this button do? Oh, what does that one do?" So I mean, I've been really. I would like to say everybody's been kind to guide me in the right way, and yeah, so it was a very annoying process for others. For me, it was very exciting. I have to make sure I have to be there in most of the gigs where my friends are playing and harrow them with all the tricks and trades.
Right. So, what's the process of a music producer, techno artist, right? What's the process that you go through? When you need to produce a set. For example, you did a shoot recently with Johnny Walker, right?
Yeah, I think it was about a month back or so, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, like your process while you're making your music.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, first you have to be so musically inclined to identify what's good and bad. Secondly, you have to, know and believe in the sound that you want to produce and you would like to dance to and you would want the world to dance to and hear, because off late what I see is people are adapting to a lot of sound which is out there. I mean, which is a lot because I mean, today's day, there are so many producers out there, and I mean, each one is better than the other. There's so much talent out there. But I see people, sometimes they get lost in stories. They open a project and They start producing something, and then next minute they are not opening another project with another sound. I mean, it's not bad. Of course, it's experimental. You should do it, but there comes a time where you know this is my sound, and I can't do anything else but this. So you try to be experimental in that area. So yeah, I mean, that took a while for me. I was happy being a DJ. I was happy playing other DJs' music. I mean, being in the industry of owning a club, and before that, having an organization called Designer Hippies, where we used to bring down a lot of DJs from all around the world. And so, having a lot of friends in the fraternity was always a blessing because I was always playing unreleased music. I was always getting first-hand knowledge and information about artists and musicians and what's out there and what's really working. So I could really implement that into my sound, into my music, and But then, of course, there comes a time where you realize that it's very important to be a producer. I mean, that is where you step up your game. That is where people invite you to perform, and that is where you see yourself on stages where with big lineups, and so that game will only happen when you start producing, I believe. You know, I also have friends who are amazing DJs, and they're very, very, very famous DJs, and they don't produce at all, but they have still gained the same amount of a name what a producer would do. But yeah, I mean, basically, it's just you should know your sound and believe in it.
Yeah, I think that you should. I mean, the most important thing in learning a skill is to show up.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
if
Show
you
up,
if you
show
can
up.
show up. I mean, no matter how good you are, how bad you are, if you show up, you learn something.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll fall. You'll be late. You'll be told not to. You'll be told to fool around. Anything, but you'll still learn. You'll go back home with learning. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like the first time I tried. I told you I just dabbled around with DJing a little bit. I still remember
Yeah,
getting that fright of finding that right tune to make that body move, like make somebody dance.
yeah, yeah. I
It's quite
mean,
hard. It's
mix
not.
is a
It's not
mix.
that easy. Like finding that perfect tune to
Not at
hit.
all. Not at all.
Yeah,
It's not easy at all. I mean, the journey. I mean, today's date. When you go on SoundCloud or when you listen to people set on YouTube or anything, the journey, that 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour journey they take you on. That is what makes you believe in an artist. That is what gives them the repeat value of you guys coming back to listening to that sound. So I mean, definitely in selecting your right tracks and putting them into a 1 hour long set is definitely an art. Then it's not easy. I mean, there are days sometimes when I'm sitting, because when I'm playing live in a party, I never go with a set ready. I just go out there and seeing the crowd, I just start reading, and I just start throwing in tracks from my USB. But when I get approached by radio shows or I have to do any podcast, of course, there's a certain amount of presentation, and there's a certain amount of preparation that goes into it. So yeah, I go through days sometimes to get that right 10 tracks or those right 15 tracks. That come across as a well written journey. So yeah, absolutely, I believe you. It's very
it's not.
important.
It's not basically. It's just not the beat, but it also has to be something that you resonate with, something that people haven't heard.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Something that
yeah,
you can, something that
yeah,
makes you move. So you have to be fully inclined to a beat and
yeah.
understanding what kind of crowd and what the music's gonna make them do.
Absolutely, and I mean, again, your knowledge speaks for it. The more it is a key linked set where all your tracks are in the same key or in the keys that work with the key you're playing. I mean, your BPM, everything matters in that, and that's what makes a mix interesting.
Yeah.
Uh, did you have any other musical like inclination before you started off with DJing?
Yeah, I did. My mother used to force me a lot to do something in the land of music. I
Not bad.
remember, I
All of
remember I
us.
was, I think, 6 years old or 7 years old. My mom bought me the tabla and the harmonium, and she made me join singing classes.
Are you
That
serious?
young, yeah, I was
My mom
seven
bought
or
me the
six.
same stuff.
Yeah, I mean, see, this is what I keep telling all my friends all over the world and in Europe. I think music, sare gama. जो जहाँ से उसकी शुरुआत हुई थी वो हमारा हिंदुस्तान है, और माँ सरस्वती जहाँ बैठती है वो भी हमारा हिंदुस्तान है. तो आई मीन आई थिंक वी हैव द ईयर टू अंडरस्टैंड द keys so well, especially melody. I mean, I think melody is in our blood and in our veins, emotions, melody, and that complete track just transforming into something. So yeah, I mean, that is what I think all the kids were introduced to: tabla, harmonium, और किसी का अगर luck है तो sitar or guitar, you know.
Yeah, guitar, drums.
Uh,
Abby and
so,
I are drummers.
oh,
I used to play
lovely,
the keyboard. Yeah.
nice.
Goddamn mothers.
So yeah, I think I started off with that, and I used to also do singing classes. I don't know what my mom had in mind for me, but God bless her. I just hope she's smiling from above and proud of little bit things that I'm doing around. But yeah, I mean, I remember troubling my teacher who used to come back then, Guruji. तो जो वो हमारे घर आया करते थे, there used to be a time where I used to shut the door on his face, or once I even threw a chappal on his head. So I was very notorious. I was the most mischievous child while growing up, and my loved ones would say I'm still one. But yeah, I mean, ये सब कर करके मैं फिर भी थोड़ा सीख गया तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. I think then I was inclined to learn music.
Yeah, I remember Sarigama classes in the morning. I was a little kid. I
Yeah,
hated waking up at five
yeah,
o'clock, 5:30 in the
yeah,
morning. I mean, for some reason, it's got to be sunrise.
mm,
This teacher turns up in the morning. I absolutely disliked it. I mean, I learned
yeah,
like the basic chords. I didn't really, see myself using it. But you're right. Like I did start to, enjoy music that had a certain, like tonal tone towards it,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it really helped me understand music better, like having that sort of foundation.
Mm.
Do you see any I don't know, Indian influence or a classical influence to your beats or your music?
I think, yeah, when I'm producing, and when the time comes for me to put in some kind of a catchy note, or play along with the melody, I do have some tracks which play on my mind, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to put them into my techno or into my deep house. So yeah, yeah, off late, what I've been producing as well, it's got a bit little tone to that. And now soon I'll be starting to play the tabla again with my music live. And also, if time permits, I have to learn the saxophone, which is long due as well.
Oh, the saxophone adds so
Yeah,
much to
yeah,
music.
that's my
It's
next
just a
plan.
different vibe.
Yeah, that's my next plan. I'm just looking out for a amazing saxophone teacher who can teach me. So anyone who's listening onto this podcast, please, if you all know and you all can teach me, I'll be a good student. Don't listen to all my past stories. Devas. I was a child growing up, but now I promise you I'll be perfectly on time, and I'll give you all the love and respect.
You'd be opening the door for you. You won't close it on your
Yeah,
face.
I'll also cook for them. I'll also cook for them. I'll also do a lot more just to be a little learner. So please, yeah, keep it in mind.
Yeah, you can hit him up on Instagram. He replies.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for contacting me, though, AB. Yeah, it's good to
Just out
meet
of
you.
curiosity, like how many tracks do you have on your like on you? Do you have it all offline?
You mean what I produce and then not release?
Yeah,
About seven.
about seven, and this
Yeah.
is through Corona. This is the tracks that
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
worked on.
Which my brother is not very happy, because that's what elder brothers are supposed to do in life. They are just supposed to let you know that they are never happy. So he's like, "You're not making enough music," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I will get on it ASAP."
Hmm.
So yeah,
At, at,
in,
at what point in your career did Chronicle happen?
8 years back, 8 years back. That's good.
And
It's been
were
8
you
years of being
DJing?
consistent.
Were you DJing full time? Sorry, what did you say?
I said it's been 8 years we've been consistent, and that's what God's kind, and thanks to everybody who's loved our club and who's come out with full support, and who have been there, just sharing their beautiful memories along with us. I want to thank all of them, because we wouldn't be what we are right now without all of you guys. So yeah,
So the
And
Chronicles are not the only one that you want, right? You have one in Cambodia as well.
we have one in Cambodia, Phnom Penh. It's called Orphic. So yeah, I mean, the irony is the sun sets in Chronicle, and you can see it very, very clearly. And the sun rises at Orphic. It's by the riverside in Phnom Penh. So I
Wow.
mean, that's quite cool actually.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That was that how you intended it, or is that how things turned out?
I think that is a question to be asked to my brother, because when he saw the place, I mean, it was his vision there as well. I mean, so is Chronicle. So yeah, I mean, I when I went there later to see the place, I was like, this is something so amazing just to see something like that and to relate to, you know. So yeah.
So have you had like some of the big names open up for you and I mean play at the Chronicle or the Orphic?
Oh, yeah, I mean, Chronicle, yes. Orphic, unfortunately, by the time he opened, it was almost pandemic, so it didn't
Ah,
really
damn.
see much of the action that we had in mind for it. But hopefully, I mean, hopefully soon we should start execution there as well in full force.
Is it
But
similar to Chronicle in Goa?
no, Chronicle is a complete outdoor venue. Orphic is indoor outdoor. It's members only. It's 2 floors. Chronicle is 5 floors. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of difference. What we do in Orphic is members only. So whenever you are, I mean, it's all bottle services, and you have to be a member to be a part of the club.
Oh,
At
okay.
least the first floor
That's brilliant. But so you mentioned you worked with a couple of big names, right? Just name
in
a few.
Chronicle.
No, with you work with big artists as well, right?
To
Big electronic DJs.
to bring them down.
Yeah, to work you work with
Yeah,
Nakadia, for
yeah,
instance.
yeah. So I own a management. It's called Precious Management. So we have some of the talented artists on our roster. We have Teenage Mutants. We have Nakadia. We have Steve Hay. We got. I mean, we have a lot of names like that. Tapish. We also work closely with Adana Twins on that. Got Valley Lopez. I mean, we have few names. Stereo Express we promote on that page as well. Yeah, so that also helps us with a lot of artists that we bring in. Recently, we signed Scala, who's also one of the most upcoming artists in Germany. We signed Machi on board. So yeah, I mean the roster is just going to grow and slowly but surely.
That's mad because
Uh,
when I saw you reference, I mean you're in touch with Nakadia. I love
yeah.
Nakadia's story. She has a book out.
Yes.
She came from literally being a girl on the farm to
Yeah.
opening at big
Yeah.
festivals. I loved her
Yeah.
story. I love her music as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
she's just
She's
mental.
she's really good. She's really good. And I remember we had met in a festival. It was one of my friends who owns a hotel in Phuket called Baba Beach Club, Van Isara, and we were all there partying for DC-10 Circo Loco Ibiza. And I met Nikadia there, and I said, you know what? She's like, I want to do an India tour. I said, you know what? My team will get in touch with you next week, and how about you come to Goa in like 20 days? So she couldn't believe it. She's like it's impossible to plan it something so quick.
Yeah,
So she was
definitely.
shocked when I just locked everything up with the flights and everything done, and I said, "You're coming to India now." So that's how we met. So that was our equation. Then we of course signed Biteko also, who's with Dynamic Records in London. So we have him on the lineup. We got Loco and Jam on the lineup, or in our roster. So we got my brother who's producing music very aggressively. And like I said, I have 7 tracks ready. He has 70 tracks ready. So so yeah, we are looking at a great future with him on the label as well.
Have you collaborated with him and done a
Yes,
couple of tracks?
yes. My last 2 releases, which are on Apple Music and Spotify, which we released, is with my brother. It's called Deepesh Sharma and Romeo G, Night in Chicago, and Piece of History. So we removed these 2 tracks, which released a few months back, which is in collaboration with my brother. We have 4 more together, and yeah, so looking forward to many more.
Did he go through music classes too?
I mean, whatever I learned today is because of them.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Uh, so you play similar kind of music, is it?
yeah. I mean, he's into deep house and techno, and he is very versatile. But with me, I'm a little more on the techno side.
Um, so I'm a huge tech fan. I love
Yeah,
minimal
yeah.
tech.
I'm happy, I'm happy to see, thanks to social media, thanks to all the festivals around, people are getting inclined towards this music. There was a time when nobody believed in techno, nobody believed in deep house. At
Yeah, they
that
thought it
time,
was songs.
psychedelic trance was a lot bigger. Trance music was massive, and we got down so many of the trance artists, GMS, Infected Mushrooms, Space Cats, Kazi, I mean, Alien Project, I mean, all the big names, even till date. So we got them down. And nobody ever thought that techno would just take over in such a big way. And thanks to social media now, I think people are traveling and they're coming back and telling stories of festivals to their friends and how majorly this genre is just growing all over. You know,
Why do you think that's the case? Why do you think techno has seen such growth?
I mean, the music is. I think BPM has a lot to play. That's beats per minute for people who don't know it. BPM has a lot to play in it, a big role because psychedelic trance track is 145. Sometimes it goes to 150. It's like it's like literally you can't really. I mean, it sometimes can get very antisocial. Whereas when you have a deep house or techno track, it's maybe 120. Starts from sometimes 118. Also goes to 125. I mean, off late the producers are going crazy with that as well by doing it 135, 130, 140 also. But I think it's a more social gathering music. You can have your drink, you can chit chat, you can communicate. I mean, that's what it is right now. Even the club owners are seeing a massive turnout with the table sales. I mean, in a trance party, I just can't imagine a table being sold. So, I mean, these things, I would feel are giving them more of a push. That a lot of the social crowd, a lot of the people who are not so educated in music are also testing it out, and they're like, "Yeah, man, this is amazing," and I don't mind listening to it, even when I'm driving or maybe in the gym. So I think it's a good start, and seeing the amount of artists who are coming down in India. I mean, nobody ever thought the artists that we saw in the past few years that they were there. So now I just played with Black Coffee last December. I played
Oh, I
after
love Black
Black Coffee.
Coffee.
Yes, it was. I mean, nobody thought a Black Coffee or then we hosted Jamie Jones in my club. I mean, to have such an artist come down to India, nobody ever thought that Goa is going to see this. Mind the Games. We had some big acts who were performing there. So I think fingers crossed, India has a lot more to see, and the crowd has been very supportive. So it's gonna be only the good things coming out of music.
That's awesome. So you mentioned a little while ago about festivals. Have you
Yeah,
what are the festivals you headlined or you've played at?
I have played in Kopang. I played in Kopangan, the Half Moon Festival. I have played in Belgrade, Exit. I've played ADE, Amsterdam Dance Event. I've opened the party season in Ibiza. We've played for the F1. We have, I mean, like I said, my memory gets a little low at times, so I tend to forget a lot. But yeah, I mean, the most memorable were these ones, and it was quite fun.
That's awesome, dude. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, how does it what
Yeah.
how does it feel being like opening up at these festivals? I mean, for the young DJs out there, like to keep them hustling, to keep them going
Yeah.
at it, to reach
Yeah.
those. Obviously, every DJ wants to reach that pinnacle to open up at a festival or
Yeah.
headline a festival.
Yeah. I think it's important to, like I said, just believe in yourself and just believe in your music, and very important to produce and let your music be heard, and um you know and don't stop, just don't believe in, of course, being picked up by great labels, but just keep releasing, let your music be out there. There are a lot of labels out there who put a lot of restrictions. Oh, you released on this label, we can't release it on our label now. Of course, every game has politics involved in it. But that's the fun. I mean, if you don't learn it, if you don't go around it, then how would you be successful in any other? So yeah, I think everyone out there who wants to pursue music and who is doing it right now, just think about the time when you get an invitation because you're so good that your flights are taken care of, your stay is taken care of, and just the love they have for you, to see you out there and to perform there, just to be heard by those thousands of people who are dancing in front of you and who follow your music. I mean, that's a feeling. So please work towards it, because once you reach there, once you have the taste of it, you'll just do not want to stop. You know.
What was that gig for you? Which gig like brought that emotion out in you?
I think Belgrade Exit Festival. It was something amazing to be invited to Belgrade, Serbia, for the first time. Being an Indian artist, and being the lineup was Solomon, Tale of Us, Peggy Goo, Nina Kravitz. I mean, the lineup was massive. Uh, yeah, and then your name is on it. So I think you feel really great about it, and that is what gives you that boost to come back and get all the ideas and get so creative and come back being inspired and just enter your studio and just you know start to feel that again and again and again.
But there must have been a lot of hustle that led up to that moment, right?
I
What
think it's important. Everything, the hustle is important for everything. If there is no hustle, like there's a saying, nothing good came easy. That's true. And plus the competition is very important. You need to have competition, because there is no competition without a competition. So you can't you always have to think you're a number two or a number three to work towards number one. You know, you have to always have the fire burning in you, that you want to see yourself grow and grow and grow and grow. Most of
you've
the people
always
who
had
I know, yeah, yeah,
you've always had like an idea of where you want to be. Oh, and once you get there, there's a new
I
goal that you set for yourself.
to be honest, I sometimes get lost myself, because there's so much out there I want to do. Every time, my dad is thanks. I'm so thankful to have a father like him, and my brother, and my bhabhi Francesca, and everyone in my family. They've always been so supportive with some, because I'm like a lost child. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, you know what? I want to get this brand down. Oh, you know what? Suddenly I want to open this restaurant. Oh, suddenly I want to do this also. They're like, dude, how much will you do and what all you want to do? you know
Very
that's
erratic.
just you know so yeah, I mean, I would be wrong to answer this question of yours, because I till date get confused, and I'm till date very I have this indecisive mind. There are times, now what's on my mind is to open a hotel, guys, by the way.
Oh, fun, fun.
I mean, apart from
One,
next to the Chronicle.
Yeah, if God's kind, why not?
one more a minute away.
Yeah, exactly.
It's interesting that you say it like that because it sounds like you need competition as well as cooperation. Like you need people to push you as well as people to support you and
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, help you along the way. Because
yeah.
it gets lonely. I think the harder you push for something, it gets lonelier. It's important to have
Uh,
a
no, not really. It's
okay.
the view from top is amazing. It's not lonely at all, because you have a lot of people who want to come and visit you there. So keep working towards it. I hope one day I reach there as well.
You definitely will, man. I mean, you've already made a name for yourself. Like
I'm still trying.
one of the promising career, one of the promising artists from India. That's pretty
Thank you
badass.
so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying my best to represent, just trying my best to do things.
So, what was it like before Belgrade? Like, what were you going through at that time?
Like in what way?
So were you playing at small clubs? You know, probably a little
To
shisha
be
bar.
honest, I didn't really start. I mean, that is where it's important. I mean, I'm thankful to my elder brother. I didn't really have a story like this as such, where I was opening for acts, and because the music I always played was such that nobody could ever call me to open. So even when I was getting bookings with my management or by myself, I mean, they could never offer me an opening slot. They could never be like, Deepesh, you're playing before so and so, because and there were times where I got offered such lineups, and my brothers will always be like, "Don't worry, go do your job. Never argue about slots or timing, or I'm better than this and I'm better than that. I don't think I should play at this time. Just go do your job. Whatever they've offered you, go try it out." And I did that, and my music and the journey I should take people on. I mean, I was very, it was very, I must say, it was the next person who came was very under pressure to what track they're going to drop next because the
Hmm.
energy was so high, the music was like, you know, it was out there.
Did you ever consider getting a 9 to 5 corporate job sort of thing?
Never, never. I was pretty clear about that. I didn't, that's why I didn't pursue my education. I mean, since this is a very inspirational podcast, I don't know how this is going to reflect on others.
No, 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 that's fine. That's
But
very interesting.
yeah, I didn't see myself getting educated to in the long run. I still remember I had an argument with my father because he had plans to send me out of the country for higher education. And I said, Dad, you're going to waste your money and your time and my time as well. So don't do it because this is not what I want to be, and I don't see myself working in any office or working under anyone. And I mean, yeah, call me spoiled brat in that thinking, or call me whatever, but that was the thinking at that time, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but
And
then
hence,
I
I
mean,
didn't see. Yeah, yeah,
even though that happened, you still pursued and you were able to achieve beyond what you
yes,
thought you would.
because what you believed in, because I did what I believed in. I was fascinated with entertainment. I dived into it. I was fascinated with, I mean, everything. There was a time when I first got my modeling assignment. I was like, I used to always hate the word model. When people used to be like, oh, we have a campaign coming up and we want you to be the model. I was like, no, man, I don't call me a model. I mean, no hard feelings and offense to everybody out there who's listening. But I always thought that I want to become a brand so that it's one brand collaborating with the other. You know
Hmm.
and and I work towards that as well. So now when I get some assignments, it's always Deepesh Sharma featuring for so and so. It's not like in the appearance model or I'm just there shooting for something.
Awesome.
Is there anything you would have changed in the way that your career grew?
A lot of thought process right now about that, but I think my anger. I am very aggressive. I'm trying to calm myself down as we speak. I Yes, I think if I wasn't so angry in life and I didn't make hasty decisions, but again, there's nothing that I turn back and say that I shouldn't have, you know, because like my father says, वक्त से पहले और तकदीर से ज्यादा ना कभी किसी को मिला है ना मिलेगा, you know. So basically, since I remember Mickey said he doesn't speak Hindi so well, तो उसका मतलब Mickey ये है कि before your time, before your time and more than your destiny, you'll never get anything.
Oh, okay.
You can work hard, you can be very focused, you can turn the world upside down, but I mean, if it's not in your due time and if it's not in your due destiny, it's not going to come to you.
It didn't really take you for a religious fellow.
No, I am very religious. I am actually when I lost my mother, I lost faith in God. I was, I think, 7 or 8 years, 8 or 9 years old, yeah. And so I broke all the idols of God in my house, and just because I was a kid, I was a child growing up, and I was like, I worship you, and that one thing I love in my life, you took it away from me. So for the longest time, I didn't believe in God. I just kept working, 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 and one fine day, my brother comes up to me, and he had this Hanuman Chalisa that he gifted to me, and it was in Roman because I'm not so well in reading Hindi. Letting my secret out. So yeah, and I started to chant. Yeah, so that was actually my first question when he said, "You read it." I said, "Yeah, I hope it's not in Hindi." So yeah, I mean, I read it, and I was going through a very bad phase. I was very ill, and I mean, it's actually a thing. And it's the first time I'm saying something like this on any of my interviews or podcasts. So I mean, this is the first time on your show I'm saying this. It's like how they show in movies. I was very ill. My white blood plate and my red blood platelets were down, and the doctor. I was supposed to travel to Australia in a few days. I was shooting for a movie called Mayor Mrs. Khanna, which had Salman Khan and Kareena Kapoor in it. So, so my doctor said I can't travel because I mean, if you're in a flight, your blood count will fall down and all of that. I read the Hanuman Chalisa, guys, and the next day I had my blood test, and the doctor was amazed to see. I mean, what had happened. I mean, I call it like a fate or miracle or, just whatever, But I just think after that day till date, I'm the biggest bhakt of Hanumanji. I think my power, my energy, and everything is a gift from him, and he's always guiding me. So yeah, I'm very spiritual. Every Tuesday I go to the Hanuman temple. Every Tuesday I'm fasting. You know. So yeah, I chant the Hanuman Chalisa two, sometimes even three, four times a day. So that's about my spiritual side.
This is what I find very interesting about Hinduism. Like you have so many different gods. Like in Christianity, we're starved for variety.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have that much of a choice. But it's super interesting that like in Hinduism, there's so many different gods that you can choose from, and they all like stand for different stand for different ideals and yeah, beliefs and such.
Yeah, but true. I also think that this is also important just to have your love and faith for that one energy above. I mean, for me, I worship all gods. I go to Ajmer Sharif. I go to Golden Temple. I go to church. I pray to every god.
Just you
That's
can't
most important.
playing your chances, huh?
No, I mean it's just about um, like how people say it's just faith. You put your faith into a small room and you tell people that this is where miracles happen. The belief will make miracles happen, and that is what it is. So there's never a time where I've ever thought about, okay, my God is this. I believe in every religion. I chant to all the gods. I have faith in that one power above. Sometimes I don't even have to name it, and I'm like, thank you, God, for everything. And that God is just one. So that's the most important thing for everyone to feel.
Yeah, one of the first books that I read in my life was this book, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho.
Paulo Coelho,
And,
yeah.
yeah, and I mean, I don't remember much from the book, but there was one line that I took away from it that I've carried through my life. It said, "If the universe, I mean, if you want something bad enough, the universe will conspire you to get it."
Absolutely, absolutely. Because it's not just the universe; it's also the people around you, which is faster than the universe. If today if today I'm sleeping on my bed, and I'm just like lazing around, people around are like, dude, this guy doesn't need it. He's got everything. you know the more I'm out there, I'm calling people myself, and I'm asking for work, and I'm showing this creative side of me, and I'm always about, guys, I think we should do this, I think we should do that, oh, this will look amazing. They are like, dude, this guy definitely knows his drill. So it's always good to keep doing, just keep doing, you know
So, but
and
for a guy like you, the lockdown must have been like a shock to your system itself, right? Like because
it
everything had to
was,
just
but
stand
I
still.
think I think it gave me a new life, because before the lockdown I was on a flight every day. My life was airport, check in, check out, hotel, check in, check out, party, play, no sleeps, and I was like, my health was really deteriorated. And luckily, the good part about us in the family is we are all very addicted towards our workout and our healthy routine. So I think that is the only thing that saved me. If it would have been anybody else, I think I would be in the hospital. So I think the lockdown was something which was very important to happen in my life, I feel. So I would say it was a complete blessing. I got to spend time with my family. I was sleeping for 15 hours, sometimes even 18 hours a day. I was I was eating good food.
Making up for all the lost sleep.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I was not thinking about anything. There was nothing left to think. I think it's just not me. If you speak to others also, they'll be saying the same. I mean, we were no longer a part of any rat race. Everyone was sitting at home. It was never like, shit, I'm sitting at home, but that one's working harder. Nobody
Right,
could do nothing. And it just
right.
made you realize that what a world we're living in right now, and why is everybody so stressed, and why are people losing it. And that's one of the reasons that I'm really like. I mean, it's the longest I've stayed in Goa, which has been around 8 to 9 months now, almost a year. I mean, I've made this a base, but I like come and go. But any other city when I'm going out, people are still in so much of a rush, traffic jams. There's so much like stress out there. Yeah? They need to all calm down and take it easy.
Yeah, breathe once in a while.
Yeah,
Come
it's
to the
important.
club, grab a drink with your
Yeah,
buds.
please do that. Yeah, enjoy the sunset, watch the sunrise. Thank God. Just relax. Take a deep breath. Nothing's gonna happen so quick. Let it take its time.
So Deepesh, do you have a morning routine that you go through?
Yes, I do. Finally, I can say that.
What's that morning routine like? You said exercise and prayer, so I'm just wondering what your
Yeah, I
mornings
wake up.
look.
I wake up in the morning. I say a big prayer to the universe for thanking me to be alive and thanking that I have my loved ones around me. I start to get into my hot water with honey from the brand that I own called Kosher.
You own an organic
Yeah.
company as well, right? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Sorry, guys. I'm not publicizing, but I'm just like
Are
talking
you,
about my
are
routine.
you
Yeah.
taking bath in you're taking bath in honey? What? You have too much of it.
No.
You can't
So
sell all of it. Is that?
the best part about this honey is, I mean, we've had people coming up to us with a major chunk of, oh, we want this much of an order. It can't be because it's organic. We can't mass produce like other brands, and we are not processed. So we
Right.
process honey. It looks that thin form and that brown thing. The color comes brown. But ours is
Mm-hmm.
unprocessed. It's white honey. It's like liquid gold, I call it. So you can't mass produce it. So it is actually liquid gold. Yeah, and you can't misuse it. So max is like a small teaspoon in the morning or in the evening. You can't take big heaps of it and put it in a recipe or something. I mean, it's that precious. So
How
yeah,
much
I
about
mean,
beekeeping do you know?
sorry.
How much do you know about beekeeping?
A lot now, thankfully to the brand. When I first got introduced to it, I didn't know anything. You know, and in fact, in the Gurez Valley, we are supporting villages there where beehives are being gathered and from where the honey comes. So yeah, I mean it's a whole lot of process. We go through a lot of damage as well because it comes from Kashmir, and sometimes when it's snowing there, all our crops, everything is damaged. We also have morel mushrooms, cumin. We also do saffron in our store. So everybody listening out there, next you come to Goa, there's a store in Wagator called Kosher. Do visit. We're also available online.
Why kosher though?
I mean, it's just the name it says it all. I mean, it is kosher. It is we believe in organic living. The whole store is designed with zero waste. Hence, we thought of it that. So coming back to my routine, yeah. So I have
Right.
that,
Yeah.
and sorry guys, I love talking. I think you guys are going to be having a lot more episodes with me. I feel.
Yeah, for
Happy
sure. We'd
happy
love
to
to.
have you on, buddy.
So yeah, I mean, then I start getting my breakfast ready. Then I'm reading a lot. I read a lot, and then I start getting ready for my gym. Then I'm training 2 hours a day. Then I have a lot of meetings lined up in the entire day. And yeah, then I'm sitting in the studio producing music. Once in a blue moon, if I get time, I'm watching television. I don't watch television at all. So yeah, that's my schedule off late.
Where's the studio? Is the studio at
I have one in Bombay. I have one here in my Goa house. I have one which is 2 minutes away from here, which is my brother's house. So we have everything just going around, you know.
do you just find yourself getting lost when you're making music?
No, yeah, yeah, it is. It is. It is. Firstly, very time consuming. Secondly, it's an addiction. There are times when I sit in the studio at 7 p.m. and suddenly the daylight outside. So I mean, I have these sessions also. And there are times where from that time to that time I must have completed half a track, and there are times which I've not even found one sound in that much time. So yeah, it has its do's and don'ts and other
Yeah,
things
holy
around.
shit, that sounds frustrating to go
Yeah,
through. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
12
it is.
hours and then not have anything to show for.
You've been doing live shows right now through Corona on YouTube.
Yeah, I just signed with Johnny Walker right now. So I mean that is the first thing we shot for right now. So my last episode where I did live was for Gold for the Weekend. It was called, and that was an association with Johnny Walker. And yeah, I mean that was something interesting, and we are already planning our episode 2, which is going to be even more mega than what it was first one. So yeah, that is the only live
You're
that I
gonna have
did. now.
You're gonna have eight dancers instead of four. Is that?
No, no. In fact, this time I'm not planning to have any dancers. The plan is mega. So everybody stay tuned. I shall be announcing it soon on my gram.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, yeah.
What other avenues, or what other kind of pursuits do you have? Do you enjoy doing?
Uh, as of now, I just think I'm very happy and content as to what I'm doing right now. So please, guys, don't put anything on my plate more.
One more
Everything,
episode tomorrow.
everything I just spoke about right now, that's my pursuit. That is what I want to do.
No,
Yeah,
you said
that is
something
what I'm
about
doing.
Bollywood. You're working on a script for Bollywood.
Yeah, that I'm
What's
directing,
that
man.
about?
I actually, I was around the script for 4 years now. I was going crazy, giving a reading to all the actors with the script, and a lot of them heard it, and they were all very skeptical about it. I did have a hard time to find the right actor, but the only person who in the industry who stood by me was my dear friend, and who is supposed to be acting in the script, Sonakshi Sinha. So yeah, I mean, that's the script that I want to do. I completely believe in it. It's a out and out romantic comedy. It's a concept oriented love story, and I really believe in that. So there were times where people were like, "Deepesh, don't be so attached to one script. Start something else, bro. It's okay. It happens. I've got
Yeah, aren't there
13
enough
scripts
love
with me."
stories?
Yeah, and they were like, oh, "I've got 13 scripts with me lined up, and it's okay, it happens." I'm like, "Dude, I just can't get over the fact. Fuck that. You got 13, keep it to yourself. I'm happy with this one." You know what I mean? Like, I have three more written, but this one is very, very close to my heart. So yeah, I have plans, and hopefully, I should execute it soon. Which I did have a meeting with some producers off late. Yeah, and apart from that, I've been also reading scripts. I mean, I don't know who's seen what in me, but I've been offered some nice web shows. So yeah, I've been reading
Oh,
that also.
amazing. Nice. Have you done web series before? Have you acted?
No, I haven't, but I think I'm ready for it, and I think I'm acting every day of my life.
You look
That's
you
the
look pretty
attitude.
ready, bro.
That's the attitude.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. I'm just like,
Somebody else
I just
came on
want
the
to
show
dedicate.
and said, "Fake it till you make it."
Yeah, I mean, see, that's different. But when you're acting every day, is literally you're acting every day. I mean,
Hmm.
I just believe it's whatever is happening is just like you're acting. You know what I mean? I mean, you're
Yeah,
sad, you're happy. That's all acting. From the real life comes the real life. So yeah, I'm acting, man. Like, I've learned how to cry. I've learned how to laugh. I've learned how to be excited. I learned how to be disappointed. So I'm acting.
Mickey has this pretty cool concept of like mask. Like you're
Yeah.
always you have a different mask for different scenarios, and
Yeah, I mean, initially you do, but then suddenly you're like, you are who you are. You
Yeah.
can't
yeah.
really have too many masks also, because people are going to be like, what the fuck, dude? Just yesterday I was with him, he was different. Today he's sounding different, he's acting different, he's wearing different clothes. So, I mean, stop confusing people so much also. 'Cause they're already so
Mm.
confused.
That's right. Like acting is that's what makes acting difficult. Like you really got to put yourself in
You
the
take on
in.
different personas.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
it's true. That's true. That's true. Well, now I'm
Mm.
under pressure.
So which is harder, opening at a festival or acting, or writing a
Mm,
script?
well, I think this is what my brother tells me, and I feel it's so true. Nothing should feel easy.
True.
Because
Mm.
the minute you start feeling it's easy and it doesn't excite you anymore, I think you're just going down, bro.
Yeah.
So,
Great
so,
answer, bro.
so,
Great
so,
answer.
so till date, my hands shiver when I'm going to play in a festival. Till date, my hands shiver if I might play in a small club. Till date, my hands shiver if I'm playing in my own club. So I think that's very important to have that. I can never be like overconfident. Oh fuck, today I'm gonna kill it, bro.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
humbles you.
okay. I mean, if you kill it, you kill it. You see the response through the audience. But if not, you can't go in that mode. You just go yourself. Just do your job.
Yes, so I've been on the other side of the stage a lot, and it feels like a conversation a lot of the times between the music producer, the DJ, and the audience.
It absolutely is, and especially in Goa, the crowd is so intelligent. The minute you play horrible music, they'll leave the dance floor, and you'll be just standing on an empty floor. So I mean, it's all in front of you. You can't fake it there. If you're playing good, you're all having a good time. If you're playing bad, you're playing for a crowd of no one.
That's true. Just that one drunk guy that stays on the dance floor no matter what.
Yeah, because luckily he doesn't understand music, you know.
You picked the one guy.
Yeah, and then you're playing just for him, and maybe you get as drunk as him and enjoy it.
The secret to life, guys, get drunk and enjoy it.
I mean, yeah, I would say be careful with your alcohol also because it really kills your testosterone. So have milk, have desi ghee. Alcohol once in a while is good, but stay fit because today's date, people are, spending so much to make their life and their immunity better that it's a waste to spend more and just, consume it with alcohol. So yeah, drink responsibly.
True. Buy things from kosher.
Yeah, buy things from kosher. You'll be happy to have some good antioxidants in your system.
Awesome. So, do you have any advice for any upcoming DJ, upcoming artist, upcoming scriptwriter, director, actor, whoever it is that's going to be listening to you and you're following? What would you like to?
Wow. I feel firstly, if they're listening to me, that means I'm really happy that I've reached a point that they're listening at me and they're listening to me for me in order for me to say this. But yeah, how many ever there are there, which I think there might be very few. So yeah, if you're listening and if you wanna get into music, like I said, believe in your sound and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And if it sounds good to you, it will sound good to others as well because your conviction will be proved and will be seen when you produce it. And my advice to writers would be keep writing, keep being real, keep observing the real characters in our life which we meet every day. It'll help you a lot with your characterization. And to directors, don't feel let down because this game is nowadays about production houses and oh, you're a newcomer, who's your cast? There now, thanks to the OTT and everything out there, there is room for everyone. So just be happy, be confident, and yeah, when you get a chance, don't fuck it up, guys. Please do a good job because I mean, there's a lot of money riding on all of us, and if somebody invests their money into us and their time, we need to really work harder and make sure we prove ourselves. So please do that. If not, then stay home. No worries. Watch movies and get entertained.
Become a critic.
Yeah, become a critic. I mean, आजकल तो वही हो रहा है बहुत सालों से वही हो रहा है तो वही वही बन जाओ फिर.
Awesome, dude. But thank you so much again for making this time out. It was an
My pleasure.
amazing conversation. I loved we loved having you on the show. Hope to have
Yeah,
you back soon again.
Absolutely. There are a
maybe.
lot more stories waiting. Okay, guys.
Sounds good,
I
man.
promise you. Please call me back.
100%, 100%.
Okay, with
Maybe like
pleasure,
when
my
you have
guy.
a few more episodes with Johnny Walker.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes. And my next one,
really,
when I do it, I'll make sure I send you guys a link and you can watch it live with me.
Perfect.
sounds
Maybe we
great.
come and
Sounds
dance on the show.
Yeah, please. I mean, because of social distancing, we're not really having anyone there, but you can definitely be backstage and dance with me.
good. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
Yeah,
for
Sounds
sure.
good.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thanks
Perfect.
a lot for coming on the show, Deepesh. We had a really good conversation. Hope you enjoy it.
Thank you, my brother. I had a good time. Thank you once again for having me, and look forward to the next one. And congratulations to you guys, man. You guys are doing a good job. I went through your profile. You guys are new year coming up, but your vision is clear, and very proud. Keep it going, and we'll definitely see a lot of success. And you guys are already in the spotlight, and wish you all the best.
Thank you,
Thank you
man. That
so
means a
much.
lot, dude.
Thanks,
Shit.
my man.
Really, yeah. Thank you.
Big love,
Cheers.
big love.
Yeah, Bohemian Pursuits Podcast.
So tune in, listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.
Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. You can catch us there.
See y'all. Cheers.